Hello and welcome to workout 10. So we've got some dumbbells for you today. First of all though, I'll warm up and just get that playlist teed up. Getting ready to go in 3, 2, 1. And yes, standing on your band then guys. So starting with some bicep curls, keeping those elbows close to the side of the body, just with a little bit of a bounce in the knees there, but just making sure that you're staying strong throughout your core. And then into some controlled bicep curls, 2 seconds up, 2 seconds down. Nice. Again, just keeping a slight bend in the knees just to put your pelvis and core in a strong position. And then finishing with some little pulses, just getting the body moving, muscles warm. Well done. And just showing you here from the side so you can see that there's no kind of rocking back and forth there, just all from the arms. Okay, releasing that band, coming down into a lunge and a squat and a lunge. So we're staying low here. There's no kind of full extension in the hips, just so we can overload those legs. Keeping that chest nice and proud. Good, last few, making sure the knee doesn't drop in at all. Standing back on your band. And ready to do some tricep extensions now. So if your band is a bit short, you can always just do like one arm at a time with this one. But yeah, if you've got a band like mine, then into double arm here now. Key is just to keep the elbows nice and high. And again, it's always most important to make sure you keep that pelvis in a strong upright position. Good, and then into some little pulses. Yeah, this will burn. The triceps are not typically as strong as the biceps. So yeah, we just need to suck it up. Good stuff. Okay, and then releasing down, releasing that band again, back into the chorus where we do our lunge, squat, lunge. Good, squeezing those shoulder blades together. Nice, trying to stay a bit more stable than I am. Just, yeah, if you need to focus on a spot on the floor, maybe just to help a little with that balance, but also just engaging that core. Okay, you're going to fold forward now. So just start by stretching those arms back as well until you reach forward into an A-frame, walking down, walking forward, just pumping out through the calves for a second, and then into a side plank extension, pulling that band across with you. So we're using the whole body here now. And then just 2 slightly quicker ones here before we then go into, it takes a bit of coordination this next bit. So the knee comes down and then the opposite arm goes back and you just keep switching sides. Trying not to twist too much if you can help it, but it is tricky when you've only got the one arm down. So just doing it single time at the moment. Knee goes down, arm comes back, and now double time. Good. Head in line with that spine, as much as possible, shoulders over wrists. And I'll slip back a bit here now, but keep strong, keep disciplined. Good, we're nearly there now, guys. That's it, really just hopefully feeling very activated, very strong, very warm. Just pump through those heels now into a stretch. Okay, 8 times, 60 seconds on with a 30-second rest. So you do need a chair for this workout as well. So you might need to just pause the video and then a bit of a generic playlist for you. And into step up. So this is just the demo here now. So as you'll see, particularly in option 1, you keep the leg up on the chair and then just kick your bum with your other foot. And then option 2, it's just a raised bridge with a knee drive, but you're lowering all the way down to the floor in between. Obviously, you can do these without weights as well. Still get a really good workout, especially if your chair is quite high. So with option 1, just making sure that the knee is in line with that foot, and that as you lower as well, that is also under control. We don't want to be crashing down to the ground. Lovely. And then with option 2, hips staying nice and level and making sure, again, as you lower down, it is with control down onto the mat. You'll really feel it getting the hamstrings and the glutes here. Nice work, guys. Last 10 seconds. Keep flowing. Okay, remembering which side you've done now as well as we go into this rest, because you are going to do the other side for the second half. Yeah, so we work around 4 exercises all on one side and then switch to the other side. So key thing here is you want to make sure that it's the opposite hand to leg in option 1 that stay in contact with the wall and with the floor, and that creates your stable base that you then work around. With option 2, it's both feet on the floor, but just making sure you do a calf raise as well, and then try to keep those nice strong lines. That's good. So in option 1, you can either do like a raise just on your tiptoes, or make it more dynamic, coming up and down. It really is an intense one, this one though. You will definitely feel it. I feel it mainly in my calves, whereas with option 2, perhaps a bit more arm. But you'll notice there that there's no twisting in the body as you take that arm up and back. Just about creating good core activation and strong arm drive, open chest. Last 10 seconds. Nice work. Okay, and 3, 2, 1, and rest. So we're back to the mat now. We're going to do a lunge in option 1, or an arabesque in option 2. So just doing a quick demo here now. Arm stays raised the whole time in option 1, whereas option 2 slightly more complex maybe. Okay, let's go. So yeah, anytime your arm is overhead, it does just require you to concentrate a bit more, to stabilize a bit more through that core. Stepping up over a hurdle and then back. That just really encourages you to keep those hips high as well. So just showing you here from the front how everything stays nice and stable and aligned in the hip and in the knee. Not going too far forward with that knee as well. We want it to stay more or less over the foot. Good. And then option 2, yeah, quite an intense balance one here now. So you'll feel it stabilizing an awful lot on that still leg. And then the other one, you'll feel the glute working as you take it up and back, and then just stabilizing as you press up overhead. Last second. Okay, and rest. So 30 seconds now. Yeah, so it's an ab one coming up before we then go back round to those 4 exercises on the other side. So this one, a little bit of coordination. As you take the arms over your head, you do 2 knee cycles, and then as you bring the arms forward, again 2 knee cycles. The key being that you want to keep that lower back still. Yeah, so still on the floor. So cycle, cycle. In, 1, 2, out, 1, 2, in, 1, 2, out, 1, 2. Lovely. So legs go a bit flatter. If you are strong and able to control that core, if you need to make it a bit easier, then yeah, it's about just lifting those legs a bit higher and not going quite so far overhead with the weight. Because if you're a little bit stiff as you take those arms overhead, your lower back will arch. So it's about just resisting that arch, creating that length and that strength. 15 seconds to go, guys. That's it. So hopefully feeling a nice burn, building that strength, building that stability. 2 and 1 and rest. Good. Okay, so 30 seconds. Back into our step ups or our bridges. So on that other side again now. It's setting up, make sure your chair's nice and stable. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Lovely stuff. Cool. So again, it's all about the power through that top leg on the chair. Yeah, just a slight push off from the ground if you need, and then pinging that heel towards the bum. Chest stays up. And then with option 2, yeah, it's more sort of fast as you drive up and then slow as you control down. Trying to create a straight line direct from ankles, knees, hips, shoulders. 15 seconds to go, guys. Doing really well. Driving up and then slowly peeling back down to the floor. 5 seconds to go. Great stuff. Hopefully feeling a nice solid burn. And rest. Okay, back to the wall again now. So remembering which side you did, hopefully. And then creating that stable base. Opposite hand, opposite foot. And then doing the work from there. Option 2, again, still creating that strong base so that we're not twisting. And let's go. Great stuff. So feeling that core kicking in. That's the first thing that should kick in before any movement starts. Yeah, which is made possible if the pelvis is in the right position, or the spine, so that we're not relying on, you know, the back particularly to do the work. And then just trying to be as strong as possible in those calf raises. No doubt you'll be a bit better than me, potentially. I've stopped doing the calf raise there now in option 1, just because I'm getting cramp. But hopefully you can keep going. Last 3, 2, 1, and rest. Lovely. So back onto the mat for the lunges or the arabesque. Creating that strong line again in option 1. Where that weight stays overhead. Really good just for that mobility as well. So that the shoulders stay nice and mobile on both of those. Okay, let's go. Remember to try and step over that imaginary hurdle for option 1. Keep those hips nice and high. And option 2. Just making sure that you stay more or less parallel to the floor as you hinge forward, and it's a hinging from the hip. The back stays nice and straight. So it might be impacted by hamstring flexibility. So never strain and never curve that spine on this one. As much as possible, try not to put too much weight on that leg that's moving as it comes to the middle as well. Just see if you can stabilize without it, or just with a very subtle amount. Keep going. No doubt that shoulder on option 1 in particular, and arm will start to waver a little bit, but just really keep determined, keep that form and rest. Final exercise coming up here then. Obviously feel free to go back through 2 or 3 times. We've worked the front of the body on the first set, so we're just going to do a slightly different one here now, which works through that spine and his back muscles. Okay, so it's a running dorsal raise, call it on option 1. Just trying to keep head in line with the spine, just encouraging a nice open shoulder when you're running. This is an exaggerated version, by the way. You wouldn't actually want to run like this, but normally we could all benefit a little bit from just having a bit more of an open chest when we're running. So we're just squeezing those shoulder blades together. Option 2, Perhaps a bit more about mobility rather than strength here on this one, but still really important. And just very much so, just to notice whether there's any differences from one side to the other, which is so often the case. It's quite a good one because you can get releases on this one fairly easily. So you find the tighter side, just focusing a little bit more on that side. Last 10 seconds, nearly there. So keep squeezing those glutes in option 1. And it's just a light bob, just keeping that rhythm, otherwise flowing in option 2. And rest. Fantastic. Right, plyo time now. So principles, as ever, are nice strong feet, good position of the pelvis so that you can properly just get all the elasticity from the ground. So this should feel pretty effortless here now. Yeah, you just want to float along the ground, waking up those elastic bands throughout the body. And the key thing that will happen if you do this, so just doing some hops. So this will feel a bit harder as you're hopping, actually, to be fair. But yeah, it's still so important as you do it to focus on relaxing the tension in the shoulders as well. So the impact will help that. Okay, this is our chorus move where we go from corner to middle to corner. You like come across the body, and then we do it double time, a little bit more dynamic. So, nice flow move. If you struggle with any of the routines here, just keep the principles. Yeah, it doesn't really matter if you're doing the correct move. Okay, jumping side to side. Yeah, it's essentially, it's about changing direction, staying light on the feet and waking up that elasticity. And then forward and back with a hop, and then into a slightly bigger jump. Oh, good. Okay, and then forward and back and bigger jump. And twisting, so shoulders stay pretty still as the hips twist there. Back into our chorus then, so nice and bouncy. Changing direction, ready for double time. Lovely. Adding that nice little heel click or heel flick, if you like. Okay, coming into some imaginary hurdle jumps here now. So big and little jumps. So jump over that hurdle, little, over hurdle. Okay, fantastic. So again, effortless, effortless, effortless. Stretching those calves now, which will have been working. Nice. Okay. So holding it much more so here now. So whereas previously we've been a bit bouncier, there's still a lot to be gained from practicing that stability, but back into our dynamic. Hopping around in a circle here now, twice round, and then changing direction. Good, nice balance, working through those angles in the ankle. And then side to side, but really quite dynamic. So see how you're sort of throwing your legs from side to side here now. And then finish with the flare. Awesome, well done, guys. So time to stretch now. Yeah, just making sure you're going to be comfortable, you're going to be warm enough, teeing up that playlist. And let's go. So you're just going to tap from side to side. Just, yeah, getting comfortable in those hips. You can always sit on a cushion if you need, and then just switch the way that they're folded as you then sink the arm one side and then the other. Lovely stuff. Okay, now sitting down, you're going to roll back and hold halfway, and then roll all the way down. Take the arms out to the side, knees go one way, head goes the other, and then you're going to close your hands and then open those hands and just follow that hand with your foot. And it's nice just to play with this, just to make it as flowing and as smooth as possible. Really just feel that music, feel the joints opening. from the body, relaxing. Good. Now cross that top leg over, pulling in towards the chest from those ankles if you can reach. If not, the knees is fine, and just nod the head up. This will be a real nice glute opener. Go back into cross leg now, and then you're going to wrap your arms around each other, just doing whatever version of that you can, and just try and lift those elbows up so that you create a nice opening in the upper back. Switch the legs, switch the arms, nod that head down, just make that stretch work for you. Lovely. And then going to go back down, holding halfway, break that landing, and all the way down, knees the other side this time, and then we're going to flow, closing and opening those arms. Fantastic, guys. Working through the joints. Good. Last couple before we go back into the crossing of legs. So again, that top leg crosses over, so it should be the other way around this time. Hugging those knees in, stretching out those glute muscles. Lovely. And then releasing there. So you're going to roll up through the spine here now. Squeezing at the top, creating a straight line, hip, knee, shoulders. Roll back through. And this is what's called a happy baby here. So ideally, a bit tricky, but you want your arms to be on the inside, and then hands grabbing the outside of the feet, and then you extend one leg and extend the other. And come back into the middle and just do it a little bit more dynamically. So double time, even though it's still slow. Just going as far as you can. Never, it should never hurt. And then both together, extend and hold, feel a nice stretch all down the back of the legs. In and out, holding and releasing down to the floor, finishing them with one final bridge. Just really purposefully working through each and every vertebrae. And then hugging those knees. And awesome stuff. Well done, guys. Nice, short and sweet one there, unless you did extra. But thanks ever so much for taking part. Take care.